two different parents walk in. The first one will say, I really think they need medication. The second will say, I really want to avoid medication at all costs. Both want the best for their teen. Which is the better approach, medication or no medication? Here's the thing, they both may be correct in their own way, and here's why. What do these medications actually do to help the brain? When we talk about ADHD medication, usually we talk about a category of medication that is called stimulants, which sometimes I get funny questions because stimulants? My child's already stimulated. Why would I want a medication that's going to stimulate them even more? Think about it this way. It stimulates the focusing part of the brain. It slows that brain down just enough so they can focus and hopefully think before they act. Here's another way to think about it. So imagine your brain is a car. It's a vehicle. The prefrontal cortex, the part that's responsible for making decisions, is driving. Having ADHD can feel like the volume knob is not calibrated. The music is very loud and deafening, and it's hard to pay attention to anything else that's going on because that's all you hear. Sometimes it's too soft, it's quiet, it's boring. So what does medication do? Medication gives you some essence of control over the volume at a level that is more comfortable and it's not deafening to your ears. We've seen what medication can do. What can it not do? It cannot tell us where we're going. It also cannot teach us how to drive, and the framework I like to use is the destination, where are we going, the vehicle, do we have a vehicle to get there, and then the driving skills, do we have skills to operate the vehicle. Our destination, that's your teen's motivation, their purpose, the vehicle, that's their physical health, their mental health, and the driving skills, that's the habits they're employing and the learning styles and learning skills. And you need all three to fully function and reach their full potential. So medication, it mainly targets one portion, that is the vehicle, specifically the physical health. So now let's go back to our two parents. What would I say to the first parent who thinks that medication is the only or maybe the primary and main solution? I think there's a few things. One is you cannot medicate to motivate. Here are some examples. My spouse doesn't love me. Oh, well, here's the pill. Give them the pill and they'll suddenly love you. This job. I hate my job. Take this pill. You'll love your job. School's dumb. Do I really need to go to school? What's the point? Take this pill. You'll love school. You can't medicate to motivate. Another one is a pill is not a skill. Examples are study strategies, habits, routines, knowing your own learning style. So while the medication can help, you still have to learn skills. Medicine can help with the portion of the vehicle, but it cannot give a vision for their life, and it cannot give them the skills to drive the vehicle. Regardless of whether the child or teen ends up on medication or off medication, we have to practice non-medicine strategies regardless. So now that we have addressed that, I do want to address the other parent. So what would I say to the other parent who's tried everything, wants to avoid medication at all costs? The first thing I would say is, it's not your fault. You've done wonderful and great in trying everything at home, trying everything in school, maybe talking to the teachers, talking with your child's doctor. Just know that medication is not necessarily a failure. Think of the volume control. For some, their ADHD symptoms is kind of like a little bit of static in the background. It's annoying, but they learn to deal with it. But for some, it is deafening. They can try and try and try, but they feel discouraged because they cannot cut through the noise. It actually reminds me of a child I saw in clinic. Mom wanted to avoid medication, which is understandable. Mom was doing all the right things. She was employing the strategies. She was trying to provide routines at home. And after several conversations and after a thorough assessment, it looked like this child actually fit the criteria for ADHD, and a lot of the ADHD lookalikes didn't really fit this child. I had that sit-down conversation with her and actually recommended starting the child in medication. And then so she eventually agreed, and what was interesting is the child thrived afterwards. Like, he was really doing well in school and he was learning. Here's another cool thing. He was actually more motivated to really try his best and learn in school. So that's interesting, right? Because you can't medicate to motivate, but in this scenario, because he was trying so hard without medicine and his body, his vehicle was just fighting against him, he got discouraged. And so therefore, even if there's a destination you want to reach, but you feel like your vehicle, your physical body, is fighting against you, you just don't feel as motivated. And so in this case, you can see how everything is connected. Where does this leave you? Maybe you relate to the first parent. You mainly see medicine as the primary or one of the only answers. Or maybe you lean towards the second parent, that you want to try to avoid medication at all costs, but maybe now you're realizing that for some kids, this can be one helpful piece in a much larger puzzle. I would love to hear from you, but wherever you land, the key isn't choosing a side per se. It's making a decision from a position of knowledge and clarity that is tailored towards your child's, your teen's unique biology and their unique circumstances. If you would like a structured way to start this conversation with your child's doctor, there is a free PDF in the description below. It's called Questions to Explore Before an ADHD Evaluation, so be sure to check that out. And lastly, if this resonated with you, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe, and maybe even sharing this video. It sounds so cliche, but we are a new channel, and it would be a signal to me that it's helpful, and so therefore we can reach more families just like you to help other teens and children in need. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you listening.